How to remove ink from soda cans. Removing the ink or logo from the surface of a can of soda allows you to recycle cans and reuse them in arts and crafts projects. However, removing the paint from a can of soda can sometimes be troublesome. Can manufacturers regularly coat their cans with a sealant that prevents the logo from coming off easily? For that reason, you may have to employ specific techniques like using a pressure cooker or sanding the cans to fully strip the ink from a soda can. Method 1. Using a pressure cooker. 1. Pour 1 to 2 inches of water into your pressure cooker. Most pressure cookers will require a minimum amount of liquid to pressure cook correctly. Refer to your pressure cooker manual to see the minimum amount of water for your model. Typically, this means only an inch or 2 of water in your pressure cooker. 2. Place your cans in a pressure cooker. If you have a stovetop pressure cooker, place it over your burners. If you have an electric pressure cooker, you can use the switch to turn it on. Place the cans that you want to strip into the pressure cooker. If you are worried about cans being in your pressure cooker, you can line the inside of the cooker with a piece of tin foil by rolling out a sheet and applying it to the interior of your cooker. 3. Turn the heat to high and cook for 20 minutes. Turn the heat up to the maximum temperature and allow your cans to cook inside of the pressure cooker. This process will not strip the paint off of your cans but will soften it, allowing acetone to then remove the paint from the surface of the aluminum. Electric pressure cookers will have a high pressure setting, which is what you should set it to when cooking your cans. 4. Wait for the pressure to reduce. The cover lock, sometimes referred to an air vent, is a piece of metal that sticks out from your pressure cooker. This pin drops when the pressure inside of your cooker has dropped to safe levels, and you can open up your device. You can also look at the thermometer-looking device on the lid of your pressure cooker, known as a pressure indicator, to find out when it's safe to open your lid. 5. Take out the cans and allow them to cool. Open your pressure cooker carefully and avoid the steam that's released. Once the pressure has reduced, you can safely open your pressure cooker. Stand back to prevent steam from burning your face or body. Remove the lid to reveal your cans. 6. Rub the surface of the cans with nail polish remover. Nail polish remover contains acetone, which can strip the paint from metal surfaces. Use a throwaway cloth and saturate it with the solution before rubbing down the surface of your can. Continue to rub your can until all of the paint is off of the surface of the aluminum. Your can should be shiny and metallic once you remove the paint. 7. Rinse your cans off with cold water. Rinse your cans to remove the remaining acetone from their surface. If you don't do this, the acetone can affect the luster and look of your cans over time. Once you're done rinsing them under the sink, you can dry them off with a paper towel or rag and use them for whatever you need. Wash your hands after you're done. Method 2. Sanding the ink off. 1. Get an abrasive like steel wool or sandpaper. Get a tough abrasive that can scrape the paint off the can. Steel wool or sandpaper may be able to do this for some aluminum cans. You can pick up these supplies at most department and hardware stores. 2. Purchase or rent an orbital hand sander or another mechanical sander. If you want a quicker and easier way to sand, you can use a hand sander or mechanical sander to remove the paint from your can. Using a mechanical sander will save you some time and effort. Hand sanders typically cost anywhere from $60 to over $100. Always read the manual before using a piece of electronic equipment. 3. Hold the can and sand down the sides. Hold the can in one hand and use the sander to scrape away the paint from the outside of the can. This process will require more force if you're using a non-mechanical sander or piece of steel wool. Continue to sand until all of the paint is off. If you don't need your can to be intact, you can empty it out and cut it down the side, roll it out, and tape it to a piece of cardboard. This may make sanding it easier. A can that's full is much easier to handle, because it won't get crushed as you sand it. 4. Use a sandblaster if you have access to one. You can use stronger sanding equipment, like a handheld sandblaster, to remove the paint from the surface of your can. Secure the can to the ground outside using duct tape and blast the can with your sandblaster. Once one side is shiny, rotate your can and continue sandblasting it. Use safety goggles and gloves when using a sandblaster. Some sandblasters with high pressure can break or destroy your cans if you sand them. Use a lower pressure sandblaster to avoid this. Use an empty can when using a sandblaster to remove the ink from the can.